उन्होंने कभी सोचा नहीं था ऐसा ऐसा रिजल्ट होंगे. Just think about it. Muhammad bin Tughlaq and his GST implementation or his demonetization policy or his capital shift. Suppose shifting of the capital from Delhi to Dawladabad. One day in the morning sunshine, Muhammad bin Tughlaq woke up and he come to balcony and saying everyone, yes, today we are shifting from Delhi to Dawladabad. Something around 1,500 kilometers distance here. Muhammad bin Tughlaq cited many reasons for the shift. Delhi, sitting in the Delhi and having these Horlicks and Bonvita or Kurkure Lays, he is not aware about what is happening in the south. What I mean to say, Muhammad bin Tughlaq felt that sitting in Delhi, the South Indian or Deccan Peninsula, its administration is out of his control. The provincial governors, they are not intimating with or they are not timely reporting to Sultan. So he felt better is to move on to Dawladabad. That is almost in the middle of the Sultanate. Also, he felt that that is the best solution for saving from these Mongols' invasions. Dawladabad is offering a very nice natural defensive mechanism. And he started shifting. Better is, if he wishes to shift, better is, obviously, he can, transfer or he can move on to Dawladabad with his royal family, ministers or the soldiers, etc. Instead of that, what he said, he asked every Delhi member to move to Dawladabad. What they have to say? Sultan is very powerful. If you say something against him, you will have to face his wrath. Everyone started shifting to Dawladabad and leaving behind all their possessions, valuables, their houses and their hard-earned properties, etc. Even a man without a leg, he was asked to tie his leg to elephant legs and he has to go to Dawladabad. He's a man with one leg and he has to go to Dawladabad. How to go? Sultan given the best solution. Tie him to the leg of an elephant. Elephant will take him to Dawladabad. When elephant reached Dawladabad, only that leg of the man is left with that elephant and rest of the body become the chutney. Or the rest of the body becomes shunya. The old man, the old women, somebody in the middle of the way, they go to salvation. They went straight to the heaven or hell. After reaching Dawladabad, a few days after, in the morning, after the morning dream and all, he found there is, he feels a kind of this homesickness. Mummy se milna hai. You see, he decided to shift back to Delhi. Sitting in Dawladabad, he felt nobody is informing him what is happening in the North India. Also, he felt like Dawladabad, there is, the scarcity of water. Better is to shift back. You just think about that, what will be the feeling of the subjects here? Few days before they reached here, now they have to go back. They have all the Namogara mantras for this. The Muhammad bin Tughlaq, they are waving at him, smiling and abusing. With a beautiful smile, they are abusing these Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Similar way, you see that his token currency reforms, demonetization policy, his GST policy, or his agrarian reforms, what all the things he done, or his foreign invasion policies, what all the policies he done, it was totally against the interest of the subjects. It was totally against the interest of the state. But ironically, the irony is that Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the most educated person or sultan among these Delhi sultans. But his reforms were the most foolish ones. And in fact, today, let's see that our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji introduced so many reforms. GST implementation, demonetization, or Jammu and Kashmir, its bifurcation. So many policies introduced and many historians, journalists they compared it with that of this Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reforms. So anyway, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, when you study, take care that this is very, very important for you. When it comes to history optional, just have a look into the questions. Previous questions UPSC asked here. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's contradictory qualities were beyond the grasp knowledge and common sense. Evaluate the significance of his administrative measures and policies in the light of this statement. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his policy reforms, his plus and minus, I mean, how his reforms were the wisest one, at the same time, how his reforms were the most foolish ones. Okay? Write an essay on experiments of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Write a short essay on the token currency system introduced by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Write a short essay on Muhammad bin Tughlaq as an agrarian innovator. Then the policy of creating heterogeneous nobility. That is the question 2018. Okay? Nobility by Muhammad bin Tughlaq started the process of disintegration of Delhi Sultanate. So in fact, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and his reforms, that has to be analyzed very critically. For doing that analysis, you should know who was Muhammad bin Tughlaq and why he was significant in the history of Delhi Sultanate, and obviously what were his reforms, what were their plus and minus, why they were criticized. Okay, so these things you have to analyze well. So when you come to this answer writing, take care. Obviously, you will have to always give a precise intro. Okay, precise intro. And this precise intro means that is the curiosity generator. That should create that should generate the curiosity about what you are going to discuss in the body part. Okay, so this is the precise intro. You just introduce Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Who was he? What was he? Okay, why he is like a celebrated hero or a celebrated figure in this Delhi Sultanate. Okay, now coming to the body part, take care. Different dimensions. Okay, different dimensions you have to bring into the answer. Different dimensions. When you analyze the personality, when you analyze the character of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, obviously different dimensional approach is required in this body part. And please take care, obviously you have to present the observations or the opinions of different historians. For example, Ishwari Prasad, what is his observation? Ibn Battuta, Al-Baruni or Sharma or this Paul or this Smith, okay, or Havel, what these historians or what these people talk about this Muhammad bin Tughlaq, how they critically approach the reforms of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, that is important. Always give the examples of his reforms. When you analyze his personality, definitely you have to bring in the examples also, and always have an open-ended conclusion. Okay, always have an open-ended conclusion. Now here, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a transcendent failure. He was the wisest foolish ruler, wisest foolish sultan of the Delhi Sultanate. Wisest foolish sultan of the Delhi Sultanate. See how this can be justified, yeah? Wisest foolish sultan of Delhi Sultanate. He was a very learned man. He was well versed in mathematics, medicine, science, astronomy, philosophy. He was a scholar. He was an expert calligraphist. He was a patron of the scholars. He was an experimenter. All the way, he was the wisest one. He was the most educated, wisest ruler. But unfortunately, many of his reforms went ahead of the time. Even though his reforms were beautiful, innovative reforms, that was not suiting that particular time. Lot of mistakes happened with Muhammad bin Tughlaq, definitely. Poor plan executor. His token currency reforms, his GST implementation, his tax implementation in the Doab region, or his shifting of the capital, or his what is called foreign invasions to this Central Asia. Many of his reforms, he was a short-tempered man and he never listened to his advisors. If somebody objects to his reforms, he will be hanging on the wall. He will become the photograph. Okay, so you see that he was a poor plan executor token currency reforms, the most foolish reforms, increase in the taxation. Doab is a fertile region. But when he increased the tax in the Doab, that was in a famine situation. That was the most foolish reform. Shift of the capital from Delhi to Dawladabad. Then his conquest in this Central Asia, Transoxania, okay, that was another biggest mistake. Then he tried to buy this peace by bribing the Mongols, another foolish reform or another foolish attempt. He was short-tempered, he was stubborn, he was vindictive. Use the same terms in your answer writings also. Okay, so Muhammad bin Tughlaq, what we discussed as of now, okay, we have seen his reforms in detail. So in a short conclusion, or maybe when it comes to an answer writing, you can present Muhammad bin Tughlaq is plus and minus this way. Very precisely you can present it. What all his plus and minus, okay? Now, historians' views are like this. Barani and Ibn Battuta, his contemporary historians, okay, and their opinion is like this. He's a complex person. He's a mixture of the opposites. He's having all these merits and demerits, all this wisdom and this stupidity. So he's a mixture of opposites. At the same time, you can see that he has a generous side also. For example, Takavi loans. Subsidized agrarian loans he provided to agriculturists. And an agricultural department he started, which is known as Diwani Kohi. Okay, so such a broad-minded, you can say one side he's a broad-minded, generous person. But at the same time, you should also understand that this Diwani Kohi is an agricultural department, or Takavi loans he provided. Opposite side, you imagine that yes, he asked to collect a tax from the people of the Doab region, and whoever is not able to pay the tax, yes, they were subject to brutal punishments. That way, he was very cruel person also. He was a stubborn, narrow-minded and cruel person also. So same time, he was generous and he was the most brutal one. Ishri Prasad, V.S. Smith and Nizami, they did not accept this view that he is a mixture of opposites. Okay? Elphinstone, Havel and Sharma, they are of the view that Muhammad bin Tughlaq suffered from some degree of insanity. वो पागल था. कभी ऐसा सोच रहा है कि मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक पागल था? जब भी आपने उसका और उनका रिफॉर्म्स लाइक चेक करेंगे, आपको पता चलेगा कि there are some reforms which you feel that they are the most innovative reforms. लेकिन जब आपने उनका रिजल्ट को खोजेंगे, you could see that results were most devastating one. So some historians are of the opinion that ये तो पागल जैसा रूलर था और इनको कुछ ऐसा गड़बड़ी था, मेंटल गड़बड़ी था. Ibn Battuta praises his love for justice. Of all men, he most loved justice. He did not even left the quasis escape the justice. Even he punished that Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So he was a man who loved justice and he believed justice must be delivered in an unbiased manner. So कभी पता नहीं चलता है कि इन्होंने कौन सा कैरेक्टर का I mean किस प्रकार का राजा था और सुल्तान था मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक. कभी कोई बोलता है कि उनको ये सब का जनरोसिटी था, कभी कोई बोलता है कि उनको ये सब का गड़बड़ी था. In fact, he was a mixture of these wise and or wisest and most stupid reforms. Okay. Yes, some problems with Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Lack of capable advisors. Lack of capable advisors, ministers and generals. Okay, सुबह से लेकर शाम तक उन्होंने बैठ रहा है, खा रहा है, पी रहा है, सेलिब्रेट कर रहा है. उनके साथ दिमाग का कमजोरी था. I mean, जो भी advisors था, जो भी generals था. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he lacked a capable advisors. Then conservative nature of the people. People कभी कभी उनको जो है, they were not ready to accept his reforms, most modernist reforms in a liberal way. So they were with a conservative outlook. Natural calamities, vast extent of the empire, disloyalty of the provincial governors, liberal grants to the scholars and poor. So many historians are of the opinion that these are some reasons for his transcendent failure. These are some reasons why Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his reforms, even though they were innovative and wisest, they had these opposite results because of these reasons. Taxation in the Doab region, transfer of the capital from Delhi to Dawladabad, use of token currency, military expedition to Central Asia and other places. Token currency, आप ऐसा सोचिए कि जब there is a worldwide crisis for the silver coins, all of a sudden you can see that there's there was worldwide crisis for silver coins. Then this Muhammad bin Tughlaq introduced what is called the token currency. Bronze, copper coins can be minted without that much official complexities. They can use copper coins, bronze coins instead of silver coins with the same value. आपने देखे होंगे जब demonetization आया था. Okay, when there is a change in the currency, you could see that there is long queue in front of the ATMs for changing these, for getting this new currency, or in front of the banks and all. You can see huge queues are changing all the currency, all the note with the new one. जब ये copper coins currency system fail हो गया था, central treasury में you see that is there are large number of the people coming to central treasury for changing their copper coins with the silver coins. When there is a huge quantity of copper coins, people are not selling in the market. Market system totally collapsed. Okay, everybody is bringing in the truck. They are carrying bronze, copper coins to market because Muhammad bin Tughlaq said that you can do your purchase and sales with your copper or bronze coins that will have the same value of these silver coins. Market system totally collapsed. Then this Muhammad bin promised that you bring your copper bronze coins to me, I will give you silver coins instead. Total system was, it was failure. Military expeditions to Central Asia, Deccan policy, generosity of the Sultan, alienation of the ulemas, and brutal punishments. All these things were there, which eventually resulted in this failure of this Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reforms. Lane police of the observation. To him, what seems good must be done at once. When it proved impossible or unsuccessful, his disappointment reached the verge of frenzy. He wreaked his wrath indiscriminately upon the unhappy offenders who could not keep pace with his imagination. So he is a short-tempered person. अभी उनको ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये चीज करना है और ये चीज उनको अच्छा लग रहा है, उन्होंने वो चीज कर लेता है. वो करने के बाद जब वो फेल हो जाता है, you see that उनका he नाराज हो जाता है, disappointed, devastated. Then what he does is his wrath, his anger, he applies on his offenders. Very brutal punishments he gives to them. Hence the best intentions, excellent ideas, but no balance or patience, no sense of proportion. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a transcendent failure. उनके साथ बहुत सुंदर आइडियाज था. उनको रिफॉर्म्स भी काफी अच्छी थी, या फिर उनका रिफॉर्म्स भी जो है it was for some positive change, but unfortunately the reforms went ahead of the time. वही उनका फेलियर का सबसे बड़ा रीजन होता है. Okay, so just to get an idea what was Muhammad bin Tughlaq, how he was a failure, or what happened with these reforms of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, or how he is discussed by the historians. Okay, that point of view is very, very important. You must have a close analysis on the character and reforms of this Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, that's it. So take care. All these personalities which we discuss, all are important for you. You take care. How UPSC asked questions previously, and what kind of the reforms or their failure, their success is discussed. Take care of these elements and try to analyze what are historians' opinions about these personalities. Okay, so take care of it.